and natural email versus newsletter. This is an interesting comparison, and I'll show you two examples here in my Gmail account. This is an email I received from Yannick Silver. He's one of the biggest internet marketers in the world, and I'm on his list, and he sent me this email. Obviously, there's nothing exclusive about being on the list. There are hundreds of thousands more people on the list, and I signed up because one, he sends out a lot of free information, which is quite valuable. He does send out product offerings, which are okay because even the product offerings have value, and I also want to follow how he's marketing himself as somewhat in a model. So this is how all his emails are sent. And also, I would say this is very, very consistent with the top internet marketers that I know of. Look at it, it's just plain text. There are no graphics. This is just a default font in Outlook, Gmail. I think it's 12 point, I'm not sure this font, Arial. There's nothing special about it. There are no graphics. And it seems counterintuitive. Why would you send out this email? It looks amateurish. There are a couple thoughts. One, looking at this is like receiving an email from a friend. If I'm sending an email to a friend, I don't have any graphics. I don't embed the links. I just copy and paste. I just speak in a natural language. It's just plain text. So over time, as I receive these emails from Yannick, he's not a friend, but we have corresponded. But beyond that, he's not a friend. But I get a level of trust after receiving these emails, and they almost seem like they're coming from a friend, and I feel like I can reply to this, and so that's one angle. The second one, when you don't have any graphics, attachments, files, it doesn't get caught by spam filters, and that is a big issue now, and it's getting more and more so. Some email providers just strip the email of all graphics, or they just don't let the email go through at all. So those are the two issues. Another thing you notice is the email. This email is very narrow. What I mean is it goes to here, and then it continues down the page, whereas a default email would head, to around here. And why this is done is it's much easier to read. I can look at this email and scan my eye right down the middle of the page and basically get an impression of what the whole email is about. But if my eye had to start from I've asked my friend and go straight across here and then back in here, just that subtle movement of the head and the eyes subconsciously actually makes you turned off from the email. It's kind of funny. So I think this is 60 characters. All emails from the top internet marketers are only about 60 characters wide. And again, for the same reason that I can scan this email right down the middle of the page and get an impression of it without looking across. Newsletter. Here's an example. This is an email newsletter I received from H.G. Christie. I did ask for this, and I look forward to getting it. But one thing you notice first in my Gmail, I received this fine. The first thing is all the images are stripped. And you see below, I have to click to actually display the images. So again, this is an example of I received this. Gmail actually lets it come through. Some programs might not even let it come through. And I glimpse it through, and what do you see? No photos. So if I didn't have the time, or if I didn't understand how to use my email program and to see these photos, I would just think, okay, these guys are not for real. There are no photos in this thing. It doesn't look finished. So that's kind of a notch against them. But let me click to display images. Okay, so the images are there. It's actually quite a nice newsletter, and again, I do look forward to it because it's so easy to scan and look at the photos. But comparing it to a natural email versus a newsletter, they both have a place. I think you need to use them in different ways. In H.G. Christie, I don't have a relationship with anyone in particular. It's a fantastic company, and I look forward to receiving the emails just about the real estate market. But if I was an agent at H.G. Christie, I would have my clients on this general company email, and I would have my own segmented list of my own clients. And again, taking my segmented client list, which let's say is 1,000 emails, I would then narrow that down to say 5 to 10 segments. Again, like I said before, current clients, prospects, other agents in the Bahamas I want to correspond with and send out property, appraisal clients, consulting clients, suppliers, whatever the case may be. So I would just do this format. And again, if I'm sending an email to a client, they're obviously a friend or a colleague of some nature. So they don't expect to be over the top. They just want to hear from you on a human level. And this does it. And once they're receiving this, which is reinforcing the brand of the company and satisfying just the pictures and scanning, I think you're doing well. Should I hire someone to do my email marketing? Pros and cons. Obviously, there's a cost to hiring someone. The pro is they can set you up and give you tutorial and always be a reference. You don't need them on staff. You don't need them with you all the time. So, you know, you might want to consider someone to get you started. It is intuitive, but you need to know what you're doing. It's easy to push a button, but you need to know which button to push. Budget, obviously, considering your budget. And natural email versus newsletter. Again, going back to these two examples. This newsletter, you need a designer to prepare this. There's no doubt about that. You cannot do this by yourself and have it look professional. A natural newsletter, natural email, you can do this by yourself. So if you're going to do this format, you don't necessarily need someone beyond writing the copy, which is an art and a science. So if you can write, you can just use this format and you don't need to hire a designer or a consultant to do that for you. Email Marketing 101. There it is. Hope it helps you out. Send me an email if you want to. I'm Damien at Bahamas Internet Association.org. Damien at Bahamas Internet Association.org. All the best. Bye.